Let's go live to Beirut then. Renée Davis is with me on the program, our correspondent there. Renée, I suppose the big question where you are today is, look, is Lebanon actually included in this deal or not?
Well, I think from the statements we've just seen from Lebanese people in the report, they're very skeptical. And they're skeptical because we've had such confusing returns from this deal. So on the one hand, you have, Israeli ministers saying that they will not leave the occupied zones in southern Lebanon, that the Israeli military will remain present there. On the other hand, you have Hezbollah insisting, they just released a statement a couple hours ago, insisting that the conditions must not return to the ceasefire conditions that were happening before March 2nd, the start of the all-out war. Now, it's important to remember that when the ceasefire was established in November of 2024 between Israel and Hezbollah, the ceasefire was broken almost daily by Israeli strikes. There was still casualties and reported deaths for an ongoing for almost a year during the ceasefire. So that's why so many Lebanese are very skeptical about any kind of deal, because they know that it's one thing to say it, but it's a whole other to actually have this be implemented. And for so many people to actually be able to go home and not be wary of grenades or landmines. Nabatea, which is a huge town in southern Lebanon, over 100,000 people still can't go home because of these types of unexploded munitions that could still be there. So it's a very rocky situation still.
Yeah, so there are over 1 million people, aren't there, Renée, displaced in Lebanon. As you say, the vast majority of them probably do now want to go home, but simply the Lebanese army today saying, actually, it may well not be safe enough for you to do so.
Exactly. So you've got multiple localities, like I said, in southern Lebanon, urging residents not to come home. And there's still, schools here in Beirut, especially along the waterfront as well. You have lots of tents hosting displaced people, churches, and these people have been here for, weeks and weeks and months now, still not being able to go home, despite a ceasefire put in place now once again today. And so we're just waiting to see how things develops, and hopefully people will be able to go home shortly.